welcome to a new edition of Fitness Friday and a new year. And speaking of new year, I'm here with Sarah Morrison. Like always, I love talking to you, Sarah.
We always have a blast. We've literally already been sitting here for 10 minutes just chatting.
Right. And when we're chatting, we were actually talking about, New Year's and how people always think they have to go in the gym and get right to it, but they actually fall off, right?
Well, it's true that in January, that is when health clubs traditionally are the busiest because health is something that we all know we need to make a priority. And studies actually show that by January 15th, a lot of people have fallen off their resolutions. So we're speaking resolutions in general. It doesn't just necessarily have to be working out more. That's just a really popular one. So yeah, that's kind of sad. And we were going to maybe chat about some ways to combat that.
Right, because we were talking about positive and negatives, and then it doesn't always have to be the exercises or the gym. It's just your lifestyle sometimes. Like you were talking to me about TV and things like that. What else?
Well, my best advice, sometimes I feel like the term resolution just naturally has kind of a negative feel to it. Like you can kind of picture people being like, oh, well, what's your resolution? How's it going? Like there's not a lot of expectation or hope around it, I think, in general. And so the key for us is to really change that. If you can approach your resolution with excitement, joy, actual belief that you'll stick with it, you will. And so this could apply to anything. Fitness is a great example. So having, like, instead of saying, oh, I've got to get to the gym 4 times a week, having that dreadful feeling like, I can't wait to get to the gym 4 days a week. I know my evenings are going to be even better because I'll feel energized. Like, just even if you think that yourself, you're going to feel differently about it.
Mm-hmm. And I want to ask you personally, what is a resolution that you have for 2018?
Well, so resolutions, I don't really ever make them because they're not necessarily my favorite because the term resolution, for me, I just still kind of think of it as like, oh, resolution, I have to do something. And so if you think of it that way, the lesson of this is make some goals instead or get excited. So I make a lot of goals. Like, I feel like each year I get healthier and healthier. I have a lot of goals to learn more about health and fitness because when you learn more about it, you do better. It is so hard to do something when you know that something else might be better for you. For example, like it'd probably be really hard for you to pick up a cigarette and start smoking when you know so much about smoking and the dangers of it. So that's the same thing. Like, it might be a little bit harder to pick up a piece of fried food or dessert every single day or skip a workout every single day when you know how dangerous that is for your body as well. It's at the same level as cigarettes. And we know that cigarettes are so bad for us. We need to understand that our food choices and our lack of movement can also be just as dangerous. I feel like I just took this resolution talk to a completely new place, so I hope that's okay.
You did, and I'll start using the term goal instead of resolution thanks to you. So, like always, I thank you for your time, and I also love that you give important tips, not only, showing us with some moves, but like we enjoy having these conversations.
Yeah.
And a lot of people need to have more conversations like that in Fitness Friday. So like always, thank you.
My pleasure.
All right, so until then, stay tuned. It's another edition of Fitness Friday. Happy New Year.